prep period for the last year. We recorded it last year, and it takes a long time to book the tour and get the sets and the clothes and rehearse and do the album cover and redesign the website and all of that. And now we're ready to go, so it feels really great. And
Picture this: Bonnie Raitt, the flame-haired blues goddess of the 1970s, sitting alone in a dimly lit studio surrounded by vinyls and echoes of another era. After decades of silence, she's finally speaking her truth, not about fame or fortune, but about the 7 men who shaped her world and nearly broke it. These weren't just fellow musicians. They were lovers, rivals, and reminders of how dangerous brilliance can be. It began with Jackson Browne, the golden boy of California rock, tender, poetic, and turbulent. Their chemistry was instant, their connection electric. But behind his soulful eyes lived a storm of ambition and ego. Their love burned fast, fueled by passion and destroyed by pride. When it ended, there were no words, only silence, a silence that echoed in every song she played. Then came Lowell George of Little Feat, her musical twin and her heartbreak. They shared laughter, long nights, and the kind of artistic bond most only dream of. But addiction had him in its grip, pulling him deeper until there was nothing left to save.
well, we knew eventually, we hoped that it would end up, that people would do the right thing and so we could get safe, and they figured out a vaccine. So the horizon was clearing, and I just was frustrated.
When he died in 1979, Bonnie poured her grief into her music, every note carrying the ghost of a man whose brilliance couldn't outrun his demons. And then there was Eric Clapton, the guitar god himself. To Bonnie, he was the perfect paradox, beautiful, broken, and unreachable. Their connection was undeniable, but his world was swallowed by guilt and addiction. She tried to reach him, but he kept slipping through her fingers, his pain too deep for love to heal. Their story was passion wrapped in tragedy, 2 souls that burned too hot to last. Years later, John Mayer walked into her life, a reflection of the same restless energy she'd seen before. Talented, charming, and dangerously familiar, he reminded her that the patterns never truly disappear. They just find new faces. Then there was Mick Jagger, rock's most magnetic man and its most dangerous. To Bonnie, he was both a thrill and a warning, a master of charm, manipulation, and control. He embodied everything intoxicating and hollow about fame. She saw through the mask, knowing that behind every wild night was a loneliness no applause could cure. There was Warren Zevon, chaos wrapped in poetry, brilliant, funny, and self-destructive. His humor masked pain, and his genius burned too brightly to survive. Bonnie grieved him deeply, not just as a man, but as a symbol of a generation consumed by its own fire. And finally, Paul Butterfield, the blues rebel who started it all. He taught her what it meant to live the blues, and what it costs to love someone who burns too hard. When addiction took him too, Bonnie was left with a truth that would define her music forever, that even legends can fall silent. Today, Bonnie Raitt stands as a survivor of that storm, stronger, wiser, and unbroken. The womanizers of the 70s may have left scars, but she turned every wound into a melody. Every heartbreak became a hymn of resilience. When the stage lights fade, she remains the voice of truth, proof that even in heartbreak, the blues can still sing of power, not pain. This is StarLoop News, where every legend story finds its truth. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more untold Hollywood stories that hit deeper than the music ever could.